Welcome to the instructional part of the video. You can get tabs and backing tracks if you go to my website, www.erichaugenguitar.com. Today I am playing with this Epiphone Emperor Regent, big ol' hollow body guitar with flat wound 11 strings on it. I am running into my board, just using my Strymon Flint for a touch of reverb, playing through an old Silvertone 1484 amp, loaded with a WGS Speakers G12Q driver, and that is an SE Electronics X1R passive ribbon mic. That's what you're hearing. Now let's learn this pretty thing. Okay, so let's see. It's going to start with a big old C over G chord, which is just a regular C if you just bring that ring finger around and to the low E on the 3. Oh yeah, of course, capo 3rd fret. And then pinky underneath on the 3rd fret of where it usually is. So the vocal melody is actually up here. It's the 0 and the 1 there. Yep, and you'll just take those both off for that melody there. And yeah, just control that strumming. That's how you get it. And this is neat, a little chromatic thing. So that 2 that is on the D string is going to go back to a 1. Yep, so there's our first phrase, and then you're going to get just the 2 and the 0 of the C there in that D and the G string. Here we go back again to the full chord. Pull them off again. Get that 2 and the 0 again. Now the chord is changing to a G, and Gillian and Dave are doing 5 and 3 there. And you know, I'll sneak my thumb around to get that root. You don't need to. So you got, yeah, and start living free. I love this. So they're still on a G. They're harmonizing up here on 4 and 3. You can hit an open D if you want. So that would start G and B string. Back it off to 2 and 1 to 0 and 0. And you can, again, you're allowed to get a low 3 if you want. Back to that 5 and 3 down low. And I can sneak my thumb around and get that if I'm lucky. And I love this. The next thing is a 0 and 0. So this is one of the times they hit a 4th in this song on that D and the G. And this is, yeah, this they bend into it so beautifully on a guitar you can't quite. So it's like they're like kind of singing part of a D7 against a G chord, which is magical. So that's 2 and 1 there on the G and B. I'll get that 3 down there of that G. Let them off to 0 and 0, and then a little delicious. So that is 7 and 5 on the A and the D, 5 and 3, resolving to a C. You know, a 3 and a 2. And then there's a little walk up 3, 0, 2, and if you want, you can hit an open G in between it. Now, there's some differences. When I come around, Dave doesn't do that then, that spare little A note then, but I stuck it in there just to kind of compress the arrangement a little. So the second time around, it's a little bit different. Yeah, you're going to hammer that 2 of the G on while Gilly is singing that C, the 1st fret of the B string there. Otherwise, it's the same. But then they shift and get all fancy. So there's that 2 and that 0, because they're going up high to a C and an E, which I'm getting by, there you go, by doing a 5 and a 5 on the G and the B, and then getting my root there, that C there, and then I'm barring it so I can get that neat little friction that they like to do, which is 3 and 5, and now the song goes to F minor. Awesome. So yeah, I'm going. Yeah. 3 and 0, hammer on the 1. But then I hammer it flat so I can get the other ones there of that F minor chord. And then, yeah, then it goes to F major, that's right. So then you were there, and then you're going to raise it up to get 3 and 2, chromaticize it, and then here comes a perfectly placed diminished chord. You gotta love a perfectly placed diminished chord. So yeah, you're doing this little chromatic thing, and then you're landing on an F sharp diminished, which is 2. Nobody home. 1 is actually flat across 1, 1, and 1, and then ring finger sneaks in and gets that 2. That's actually considered a common form. Great chord. So you get that awesome diminished chord, and then you're gonna get out of it. That's 4 and 2, and then I'm going to land. I love how they get out of it. So 4 and 2, then we're at actually a C, 2 and 0 on that D and G, 0 and 1, 5 and 5 that we did before on that G and B, and then the song hits an A7. So definitely hybrid picking that A7, 0, and then 5 and 3 up top. And it slides out to 2 and 0 there. Here comes a D chord with its requisite melody. So that is 2 and 0 getting to our 4 and 2 of the D and the G. I'll grab a little D there with my pinky, and then I'll get my thumb around to get, here comes the G chord, 3, 0, and 0 on that G and B. And then 3 and 2 on that D and G, 2 and 0, C chord. Yeah, that cadence again. And then, yeah, I usually tag it, I think. What a gorgeous melody. There you have it. It was interesting to do this arrangement because in listening to the song, I would have thought that their harmonies, which are amazing, would be significantly trickier than they are. They're actually mostly just parallel thirds, which I was surprised because, you know, in listening to it, because of the fluidity in which they swoop together and move together, it seems like they're doing more than that. And yes, there are parts where they're kind of crossing into seconds and fourths also, but mostly Dave is a third below Gillian, which I was surprised because, yeah, to listen to it, it seems like you would never be able to figure it out. Take your time with it. Sure is a beautiful melody. Thanks for watching.